What is marriage? This is a piece of paper. We can be together. We can stay together. You can live with me.
Well,
you can
I'm not
sleep
even
in the
just
other
saying-
room.
Let's talk about the life partners who didn't get married and they didn't waver. And they.
Oprah and Stedman. That's me right there. That's what I'm looking
talking
for.
about ride or dies. My closest, actually saying we're going to plan a wedding and we're going to do this, it got canceled by a road trip.
What do you mean?
We drove from Atlanta to LA, and when we got to the end of the road trip, it was like,
We're done.
I'm good.
can't marry you. There's a whole other draft. You got the
That's a
NBA
whole
draft, then you got the NBA wifey draft.
That is
that
interesting.
draft is like a draft that's gonna have me. The police at my house gonna have me.
Sure. So
Court dates.
We having the time of our life. Now we butt naked in the motherfucking hot tub. I whip it out. She looked at my dick like it was a microphone and said to my dick, "You know you got to pay, right?" And I'm like,
What?
they walking down the hallway, bitch ass nigga. I'm like,
Oh my God.
you got me fucked up.
You got me. This is the taking over the game. All right, everybody. Welcome to Truth After Dark.
do you think that men or women are more toxic? Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Truth After Dark. I'm your host, Azar Farideh. Of course, we got Paul Pierce in the building. And today we have a very special guest. We have an icon, okay? A hip-hop legend, platinum selling artist, and one of the longest running names in the game, nearly 5 decades deep, and he's still going strong, okay? It's the one and only Too Short, aka Shorty the Pimp. Y'all know what it is.
In the house.
Short Dog in the house, baby.
That's what's up.
What up, Lope?
I think he got the most albums out ever.
Well, we let them know who
I'm
he
so
is.
crazy. He
I'm in
said
the
he was
I'm in
gonna
the
stop.
rankings.
He,
I'm in the
he
rankings.
said he was gonna stop at 10. I'll
And
never
you
forget
still
that.
going right now.
He said he was
I
gonna stop
doubled
at
that number.
getting it. At getting it, he said, "I'm gonna stop," and he just kept going.
But getting it was so good, you can't stop after getting it. Because we still needed to get more. You know what I mean?
I doubled that number for sure.
He doubled that
Yeah.
number. I remember that. I was so sad when getting it. He was like, "This is my last." I was like, "No, sure."
You put us through emotional turmoil with all your retirements.
I don't have the most albums,
No,
I don't have
ain't
the
no
most albums.
emotional. He
You
gonna
don't?
keep it 100.
but there was a point in time where I did have the most.
I wonder do you know who has the most?
Man, he
KRS-One has more than me.
Damn, KRS-One still.
Yeah, he got a lot.
Yeah.
E40 got more than me.
For real?
He put out a lot of doubles and triples and a lot.
Wow.
He passed me up later in the game, like the early part.
Yeah.
I was working at a faster pace than most of them.
Damn.
I just want to say something. Like,
Go ahead.
I want people to know, like, I grew up on Short. This is the first album I ever bought. On the real, I'm from
That's
Oakland.
crazy.
Like, people who really know Paul Pierce, you know, they know me from Inglewood, grew up in the Inglewood, but I'm really I was born in Oakland.
Okay.
I moved to LA when I was like 8 years old. And so the story is like, you know, when I moved to LA, you know, the Oakland culture is like, you know, I grew up, what's up, blood? Hey, blood, you know, I moved to LA on the east side. It ain't nothing but it ain't nothing but Crips over there.
You
So
just,
they like,
just running that with no affiliation.
yeah, I'm running
And they're
that
like,
with-
what's up with that, homie?
you know how that is. You saying blood, like blood is up to us was like, yeah, what's up, my nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like saying young blood without saying young.
Yeah. And so that was
Blood,
like,
young blood. And they just dropped the young and it just was like, what's up, blood?
Yeah.
but like, you know, my first album I bought was Short Dog in the House. 1990. I was thinking I was 12.
I wasn't
Ain't
even
no way
born.
I should be listening to this at 12.
That's when you gotta stand outside the record store and ask somebody to buy it for you.
Yeah. It was like, hey, I'm about to say it. It was like, hold on. No, listen. What we used to do, you get the homeless used to always be in front
Exactly. Go in there and buy me this.
And they'll
of
buy
the,
you
give me
that
this,
stuff,
and
and
I'll
I'll-
give you a couple dollars for your little
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever. And that's my introduction. No, that wasn't my introduction to Short because my brothers went to Fremont because we was from Oakland. And I used to always hear it. I'm like, damn, this shit rocking. So, you know, moved to LA, I bought in 1988, and then in 90, I had the money to get it. So
Yeah.
I bought your tape, and I was just like, damn, because you was everything in Oakland. Let me tell you something. It wasn't nothing else but Short Dog in Oakland. I'm trying to tell you, they bumping in the low riders. I'm going down the street. I'm walking the street. It's low riders bumping in. Boom, boom. I'm trying to tell you, this is what the West Coast rap started for me before I moved to LA. Before there was Snoop. Before there was DJ
But
Quick.
we had a hold, man. I had a rap partner back in the day named Freddie B. We had a hold on it. We was holding it down. Like when Run DMC and LL Cool J and Houdini, when all them was out, we was in Oakland popping. Like people associate me with like coming out in the late 80s.
Yeah.
But bro, we was early 80s. We was had the base sold out.
So how, like, getting started, man, you said you sold your tapes out of your trunk or something, out of the car.
After a while,
The grind, out of the
first
grind.
we was on AC Transit at first. We was on the bus.
AC Transit.
we was on the bus at first.
AC, the RC.
Yeah.
It was the AC?
AC. Out here was RTD.
It was the RTD. Yeah, the AC was orange and green.
Yeah.
The bus.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
know
have
the
a
bus
question,
line.
and this might be ignorant because I am younger, but I don't know this answer, but I would like you to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Oakland is known for pimp culture, right? Did
Yeah, for
you
sure.
influence that? Like,
No.
Okay, that was already
Way
there.
before me.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
If you want to see the influence, take some time and watch a movie called The Mac.
The Mac.
They
Come
filmed it
on,
in
man.
Oakland.
Come
Okay.
on, man.
And a lot of people from Oakland are in the movie, and the movie is an Oakland story. Richard Pryor starred in the movie.
Oh, I love Richard. Okay.
Fillmore.
And,
You talk about San Francisco, Fillmore Street.
You want to see it, you're like, oh, that's why everybody in Oakland thinks they're a pimp. It ain't just Oakland. It's like San Francisco, Fillmore, Hunters Point, Richmond, and like
Yeah.
the pimp
Interesting.
culture
Okay.
in the Bay has always been prevalent. That's what made me rap the way I rap.
Well,
Okay.
So let me ask you something. Like we was talking before the camera came on about Detroit, the Detroit and Oakland and the
Connection.
connection between because everybody I meet from Detroit or everybody I meet from Oakland, I'm like, man, y'all got Detroit vibe. And everybody has me in Detroit, y'all got y'all got a town vibe. Like, how did that come about? And you was explaining that.
I have two versions that I heard.
Okay.
This is not the truth. This is what I heard.
Okay.
I know the show's called The Truth.
Yeah.
But one was, and it's do a little research because I'm not just blurting this shit out.
Right.
One version is General Motors, one of them Ford, one of them, I don't know which one. Somebody from
'cause
Detroit,
Detroit was
car
big on
manufacturer, built a plant in the Bay Area and offered a bunch of employees, do they want to relocate? And supposedly a bunch of people did. So a bunch of Detroit people uprooted their families, came to Oakland and settled in. And I've always had friends who said, I got cousins in Detroit. And it just was a thing. Like, my cousins in Detroit, my family in Detroit. I just kept hearing that. And even people that work with me, when we got to Detroit, here come all the cousins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, for real. So that was one connection that was actually a family ties. Then I heard another version from the OG pimps. And they were like, we used to move around to places like New York and, different places where you would go pimp Chicago. And for some reason, there was a connection between the Detroit pimps and the Oakland pimps. And they kind of was like, sister city kind of situations. Like, we fuck with each other. And through the pimp culture, there was ties. I like to think both of those things could possibly be true. And then later on, when the late 80s, the early 90s came along, hip hop came along, it was always like, we get somewhere way out of town. We'd be in Miami, we'd be in Atlanta, and then the Detroit dudes and the Bay Area dudes would kind of link a little bit and be like, we allies. So I always had a bunch of Detroit homies that I met outside of Detroit and outside of the Bay. We would meet in Vegas. We'd be in Miami. We'd be in Atlanta Freaknik. And I listened to the song, I'm rapping about Detroit in the song. It's a song I got called Just Another Day. And I'm talking about the Freaknik.
Doom, doom.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom. He know I know. He know
And I'm telling you, everything in that song is the truth. Every name I name, everything I said we did in the day. I'm talking about Gary Payton and playing the Golden State, playing the Supersonics, and then we leave the game and go to Gary Payton's house. Then I jump on the plane and I stop in Houston, do a show. Next city is Atlanta, the Freaknik, and I'm like,
I know that song like the back of my head.
that's a 100% true story.
Word for word that song.
So,
I'm like, niggas from Detroit was deep. They was deep. Everywhere you go to the fight.
So I'm just saying, just growing up like that, did that influence your style of rap though? Like, how did you get your influence on your style and your rap?
So I'm a kid in the 70s
Okay.
living in LA. I moved to Oakland in 1980. So all of my 1970s childhood is, you know, Crips, Bloods, you know, it wasn't even like a lot of gang banging, red, blue. It was definitely like repping the hood and throwing it up and whatever. It was the young stages. It was still a lot of Black pride. You know, James Brown's song, Come On, I'm Black and I'm Proud. It was a lot of that, a lot of outdoor activities. You know, you go to like some big park and it'd be a con. It wasn't as violent.
Right.
And we got to go to a lot of movies. When I was a little kid, I can't tell you how many times I've seen Pam Grier's titties at the movies.
I love him.
Because my family, we went to the movies. All them blaxploitation movies was rated R. And we got exposed to that, man. Like, it was a big deal to see all those movies, Superfly, all of them. So we went to the theater, and to me, I was always fascinated by how colorful it was. And in those movies, turn and look at all of them. The pimps are fly. Like real fly. It's just fly. Like Willie Dynamite. That's one of my favorite movies, man. I was just really not fascinated by the pimping. I was fascinated by the look of it. And then I moved to Oakland, and I'm like, whoa, I've never seen what's in those movies. I've never seen it this up close and personal. I was completely fascinated with how the pimps moved in Oakland because it's a smaller town, and you know, I'm at the high school, and pimps is riding by. You know, they jumping out the car. We had pimps that went to our school, actual high school pimps.
Cars.
So let me ask you a question. So your pimp, like obviously everyone knows you, like Shorty, the pimp, like you have that persona about you. I heard you say that you're pimp-ish. So what does that mean? Can you tell us?
That means I at a young age, my job turned out to be a really good job, being a rapper, entertainer.
Okay.
And you got to do the math. Both of my parents are accountants, and I'm quick with the math, and I'm like, quick math is no hoe gonna get the money that I'm getting. And,
that part.
Secondly, on the intellectual side, at a young age, I'm like, well, shit. I got the game. I could do it, but this music thing is working for me. If I would go and try to pimp hoes and make records about pimping hoes, you going to jail.
Exactly.
Like it's gonna be an open and shut case. Look what he said, Your Honor. Look what he did.
Right.
So I was like, I've always been pimpish. I'm like, treat me like a pimp.
Yeah.
I move like a pimp. I got a lot of pimp friends.
Hoes give you money, from what I've heard.
Yes, that has happened, but I've never said go get my money.
Yeah, they're just giving it to you.
And
I know you said a hoe gave you $1,700. $1,800 at a party.
Ooh, don't short them.
Yeah.
Without even a conversation.
Without even a conversation, because you inspired her to hoe.
She gave me one line. She said, "You're the reason why I'm hoeing." Smacked my hand in the club. I knew it was money. I put it in my pocket. Counted it later. It was $1,800 bills. I'm like, okay.
Now, so I know you have a movie that came out, The Freaky Tales. Congrats, that's cracking. You do everything. I don't know what you don't do. But Simba, right? He plays you.
Yeah.
So he recently was on a
job.
podcast, okay? And he said that you were pimping his Aunt Charlene, or you were guiding her on her journey. So what was that about? Because I want to know. Because he just said this the other day.
The only Charlene that comes to mind is a Anthony Hamilton song.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like,
home Charlene to me.
and I can think of another Charlene, the homie's cousin, but I'm like,
So he was fabricated.
I hope that Charlene is not his auntie.
Oh, what if it?
Oh shit! What if it is?
If that is the one he's talking about, she a G. She's a G.
She's a G.
She's a G. I'm not sure if that's the one. I could.
Oh man, you're gonna have to get back with Sim. Sim, my God, though. I love.
Yeah, so
Sim.
he wouldn't never tell me because I'd be like, look, show me a picture of her.
Right.
And then, you know,
He just was saying that. Yeah, that's crazy.
He said that in the pie.
He did. He sure did. He was
but I was
saying
wondering, you know, it could be. Well,
you lived a long life. You just had a birthday, 59 years old.
59, and I think about all my exploits of extracurricular activity out and about and living life. And I'm thinking, I did a lot of dirt in the 80s, a lot of dirt in the 90s. Them women got to be somebody's mama.
Someone's auntie, mama, someone.
So like,
little niggas come to me all the time. They be like, bro, you know my mama. I'm like, okay. I'm like, where's this going?
I don't know. We want to go there.
I'm like, where's this going?
I'm getting that age right now too.
I'm like, where's this going? Am I
like,
your
bro,
daddy?
bro, hey, chill. I'll be like, hey, chill, dog. Hey, I don't even want to know. Don't tell me. Hey, bro, young Casco to be
Like
like,
my mama
hey,
said, y'all was really good friends. I'm like,
Like,
oh, she told you that.
she lying. I'll be like, nah, she lying. I don't even know what you talking
She
about.
said y'all used to party together. I'm like, you're saying all the things that are leading me to
I
believe.
deny everything.
Exactly.
I just be like, nah. I don't know what this young dude gonna do. Like, he might hate me or something. Like,
Yeah, my mama said you broke her heart. Yeah,
Nah,
I ain't heard that one, but
You ain't heard that one, Short?
but I do. So I say, if your mama show you a picture of her and Too Short, I probably hit that. It's like, look, Too Short.
Not your mama. That's crazy.
Why is that crazy?
Age,
No, you're right. It's not because you know.
You know what I heard somebody
really
say
not.
the other day? And I was like, damn, we the same age. I heard somebody say, like, damn, I'm at the age to where
I can fuck your mama and your daughter.
I knew he was
mama
gonna
and
say
the daughter.
that. I knew he was gonna say that.
he said it.
That's that sweet age. I passed that age.
He said
But
it.
I was there for a while.
What's your age range now? What do you like? Do you go older? Because Paul be talking about he don't go older.
I ain't older than me, nah.
I try to stay away from 20-year-olds, 20-something-year-olds.
20, so 30 and above.
I just try to stay away from 20-something-year-olds.
Why? Why do you think so?
Mainly social
It's
media
immaturity, though.
and the way they move.
What do you think this generation? I'm really curious to know from like an OG. What do you feel about how this generation is moving right now? Like, do you feel like we're lost as a generation?
I don't know. I just think you're supposed to be different. You're supposed to break the mold and not be what the last one was. And I feel like as humans, we're going to figure it out. Like, I can't forget when I was a youngster and the older people thought we was the idiots. They just thought hip hop, the way y'all dress, you guys are just stupid. You're going to mess up humanity. And I was worried about the crack baby generation, which was anybody who was born in the mid 80s for about the next 10 years.
Right.
And it was like crack babies. And then you kind of it was kind of a thing where they were trying to scientifically explain to you what the after effects were. And I felt like the worst after effects of that was the loss of parents to drugs and jail and murders and stuff. And you had a lost generation that grew up around the early 2000s who all were telling you, like, well, I didn't have any parents. We raised ourselves. And I feel like that same generation, the people who were coming of age in the early 2000s are now going, man, these little young niggas now is crazy. Like, we said that about y'all. They said that about us. So I think that this generation now is okay. They just go remix it. They're going to put a little remix on it. They're not going to do it the way it was done before them, and they're supposed to. I just think they're a little too fluid for me, but at the same time, that's their difference. That's what they want to be different. They're not conditioned to segregate as much and kind of like want to, put us in little pockets. They're like, we all together. And they just roll like they don't have those prejudices that we had that we adopted from our parents. And I think they're going to live their life. They do it your way, man. Don't do what we did.
Do it your way.
Yeah,
So,
don't do what we did.
All right, so sure. Recently, I've been getting a lot of controversy on like my views on marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been married?
Never been married.
Okay, never been married. I've been married once, divorced. So I put out that marriage is for old people and for poor people.
I seen you. I seen the clips.
And so everybody like, oh, this or that. Well, which like you've never been married. So
I think
like,
there's another part of what you said. It could
Maybe I didn't explain it right.
It could be served like that.
Yeah.
Because you were saying it's a good financial thing to get with somebody and stay together instead of being separate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good thing to grow old and not be alone.
Exactly.
But there's another group too that they got lucky and they found the right person and it worked for them.
Exactly. But that's a smaller group.
Like my sister and her husband.
That's
and
a smaller
how I know
group because
Short.
like you got to understand the divorce rate is high level. No, and I'm talking about somebody like in our field.
And I think those marriages that work, I think that they come across the same exact threshold of reasons to divorce, but for reasons unknown only to them, they don't do it. Yeah. And I think a lot of marriages that make it past 10, 15 years, they just stay together.
Do you think they're staying together and being complacent? Or do you think they're staying together because they genuinely love each other? My parents been married for 50-something years.
I think it's that song. What's that New Edition song? What's that New Edition song?
Every little step I take. Oh,
No, let's stay together.
No, can you stand? Can you
Can
stand the
you
rain?
stand the rain?
Stand
Stand
the
the
rain.
rain.
I have yet to stand the rain, but I'm trying.
You try to stand it.
I
How you
tried
come
time and time
close
again.
to it?
I tried time and time again. Like that. That's the song that plays in my head when
times get rough.
When relationships are breaking you down, you like, man, I can't. Like, I just start hearing that song.
I'm just saying, have
Can
you
you?
come close to marriage?
My closest, actually saying we're gonna plan a wedding and we're gonna do this. It got canceled by a road trip.
What do you mean?
We drove from Atlanta to LA, and when we got to the end of the road trip, it was like, I can't,
We're done.
I'm
Can't marry
good.
you.
You spent so much time in the car and you found out a lot about that person.
It just it was signs before that, but
Yeah.
my only commitment to a wedding was with a woman who was really good friends with me, so I was open for it. And then all the times that I've really felt love, I got cold feet, man. I just got
You
cold
got
feet.
a wall.
That's him.
That's that. No, now that's me. Cause I jumped.
Yeah.
I jumped.
Now
And
And then you
he's
see
cold
stuff
feet.
like the Steven Jackson footage with Mike Bibby stepping in. So let's get up out of here. And you hear stories like that, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know where it would have led me, but I feel like maybe now I'm, you said for old people, maybe now, but
for old people.
I know for a fact that I wasn't ready for fatherhood or marriage in my 20s, 30s, or even 40s. I was not ready.
Yeah.
And you just had your first child at 52. And she's the cutest baby doll ever. I love her down.
And yeah, and I changed my life. I her and her mother like really opened new doors for me as far as not seeing life the way I used to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm open, man. I'm open.
Do you
open,
feel like
I'm open in your statement though, as an older person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was
See, it's the truth.
But you know where that's kind of fucked up for women? Because it's like you guys want to be ready when you're 60 and 70 years
not that.
old.
the love
not
of my
that.
life as a youngster.
It's not that.
The love of my life as a youngster when I was young, in
Yeah.
my 20s, gave me an ultimatum. Marry me or, we had a
See,
kid.
why girls do that?
We had a kid on the way. She was like, marry me, I'll keep the kid. And I was like, I'm not ready for marriage. You pursuing your career, I'm pursuing mine. I'm not ready.
And this is the abortion that she had when you had to watch and be there.
Yeah,
in
and
the
it was just
room.
it was bad. It was so bad emotionally that I never wanted to get anybody pregnant. I never wanted to get in a marriage.
I saw that story.
I was shell shocked, and I was like, I just flew straight in the arrow. Like I know what I want to do. I want to party. I want to have fun. I want to be a rock star, and I don't want to destroy anybody's life or mine. And I float like
respect
like that.
But now let me ask you a question. You have a daughter now,
Mm-hmm.
and what would your advice be to like even me as like a little sister to you? Like
Mm-hmm.
with these men, like are we taking them serious when they're 40 and 30, or do we need to wait till a man is 60 before we can settle down? We asked Matt Barnes the same thing. He said, wait till they're 60. So I want to know what your advice is. Do I need to wait till a man is 60 years old to take him serious?
What do you mean take serious though?
Like
you can have a relationship.
But are you just going to get cold feet and run away?
But you want to get married. What is marriage?
I was damn near the same immaturity at 22 as I was at 42.
That's what I hear
But
about
like,
these men.
What is marriage? This is a piece of paper. We could be together. We could stay together. You can live with me.
Well,
you can
I'm not
sleep
even
in the
just
other
saying-
room.
You
so
can
you don't
sleep
get
in
on
the
my
other
other.
room, it's
like,
great.
that's what
Okay,
I'm
let's
on.
talk about
Let's
the people. Let's talk about the life partners who didn't get married and they didn't waver and they.
Oprah and Stedman. That's me right there. That's what I'm
I'm
looking
talking about
for.
ride or dies
Oprah
Okay.
and
who
Stedman.
just didn't do it.
But can
Oprah
I
and
can I
Stedman.
say
They don't
this?
sleep in the same bed.
It don't matter, but they've been together.
I'm talking
forever.
about live together, kids, been in the same house
That don't exist
27
no more.
years,
That
and they
don't
just
exist no
didn't
more.
get married.
Well,
That's
I'm
our
not,
parents.
There's a lot of people out there.
I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about a partnership. I strongly believe that marriage is just a certificate. And I feel like people go to marriage and they search for a commitment through marriage.
It has
I
benefits.
feel like
It has benefits on
no,
paper.
for sure. I feel like the commitment though should be there. And the marriage is just a legality. Like for me, it's a government paperwork, it's some contractual shit. But I think that for me, I feel like we should have the commitment and not search for marriage to create
If marriage was as simple as jumping over a broom, I'd have had 15 marriages.
Right. And no
What do you
paperwork?
think makes it not simple? That's what I want.
The
in your
paperwork,
mind.
the courts,
Yeah.
what it takes to end it, as
Now-
opposed to ending a relationship.
Paul said that marriage is not advantageous for men. Do you agree? Like, meaning he's like, if we break up, I got to give you all my stuff. I got to do this. I got to do that.
Before you go short, because for one, most of the time the women takes the kids. So like that part is hurtful for a dude that's trying to.
The stuff you got to walk away from.
Yeah, and now I
You damn near got to walk away, leave your clothes in the closet,
here.
the cars,
I gotta
Why?
give you cars, house,
or fight.
provide.
The fight is
Or
ugly.
fight. But the thing is, it's not like you get the kids most of the time because I'm working and you got the time on your hand.
Yeah.
So now you get the custody of the kids. So now it's hurting me that I can't be in the house to raise my kids to like get in that influence, that all of that.
As a woman, how do you feel about the divorce stories?
So the divorce stories are, I truly believe that.
The battle, the fight.
That I truly believe that it seems exhausting. And I think that it's exhausting. And I think that for the man, he does have to give up a lot. And I feel like I understand why a man could be like, I don't want to do that, right? I get it. But I see that there's women that, for instance, if I decided to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of the kids and clean the house and do all these things and make sure you're good, and I'm not in the job field, I didn't go find a career. So yeah, unfortunately, like I can't go get a job right now. I'm 50 years old. I don't have I don't have anything going on for me. So I do need your help and I need some of what you have. And I feel like that makes sense to me. Unfortunately, that's just how
I also
it is.
believe in the partnership of what you accumulated during the years that you're together is the team's money.
I agree. I agree. So if I helped you, I gave you the peace and the power to go out into this world, and I made sure your food was there, and I was rubbing you down at night, and I was taking care of the kids, and I created a safe space for you.
Just like Chris Rock's wife, she's from Oakland.
Oh, really? I didn't know she was from Oakland.
Well, I guess ex-wife now, but I think she filed for divorce like 2 days after the prenup expired.
That's crazy.
She waited it out. She's like,
That's
give me my half.
I get it though.
That ain't crazy.
I get it.
That's strategic. That was
All right. So, and you saying that the best business in America for a woman
is marriage
is married
and divorce.
A rich man and divorcing.
But not every woman
That's
has
the
access
best
to marriage.
business in America.
I told a woman, okay, so you live in the Bay Area. You got the A's, Oakland A's, the San Francisco Giants, the Golden State Warriors, the Raiders at the time, and the 49ers. You got that many, we call them contracts.
Damn.
So I tell my homegirl, you keep dating all these basketball players and these football players. I'm like, get smart. Go get one of these baseball niggas. Like, go get a baseball nigga, have a baby. And she all in love with me. I'm like,
She all
She all in love with me.
I'm like, go get one of these niggas, call me in 5 years.
Sure,
I said, have a baby, divorce a
he
nigga, and then call me. She called me in 5 years. She said, I did what you said. I didn't have a baby, I had two. And I got this in the divorce. Where you at? I'm like,
For real?
what?
She called you?
And I was bullshitting. I was just running some bullshit ass game. She did it.
You
No
gave
for
her
no.
the game plan and she executed the game plan.
She was
That's
so,
the Pippin in you. That's the Pippin in you.
she was so mad at me when I was like, I didn't want to end on the new her. She was so. I haven't talked to her since.
And then you left her on
She was like, I got
roadkill.
fucking nannies,
You
butlers.
you left her like roadkill.
But you still gave her the game though, and the game you can't buy game.
Oh my God, you can't.
But
buy
we
game.
in the Bay, and
That's crazy.
I like we could be very controversial because I want some of this flack too because my man is he needs some support on his theories.
He does. Please give him some.
I do. Sure.
There are women
I do. Sure.
who are groomed to be in the hallway when they finish playing the game. They come to town
They
to play
live
the
in
Golden State
America?
Warriors. They're in the hallway trying to get drafted. They go to the actual draft.
Are they white women?
No, they are women, beautiful women who are told
the ones.
you a princess. You need to be kept by a rich
Why
man.
are they doing that? They overseas.
They're training them how to
Who's training them? Their
Overseas.
father?
The overseas.
older women who did it already.
They don't live in America. Them ones. The
No,
ones.
some of them do. I feel like
There's a
they
whole
do.
other draft. You got the
That's a
NBA
whole
draft, then you got the NBA wifey draft.
That
but
is
that
interesting.
draft is like a draft that's gonna have me. The police at my house gonna have me
sure. So
court dates. It's gonna have me like and some drama.
Lord.
And I ain't never been through that. And I'm glad that
I'm
my
so glad you
intuition and my just like my read, just being from where I come from my fabric is Oakland, Inglewood, LA, that I can read, you know, the room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where I ain't never had to fall into that. I never got into nobody that's going to, you know, these issues that's going on with these people right now.
No. So I want to ask you a question, Short. He has another clip.
I am not an expert on marriage. I have
No, we don't
I
think
have
you
zero
are.
zero
We know
knowledge.
This is not even about marriage, what I'm going to say. But he has another viral clip that goes crazy right now. And he said that NBA players get with white women because they apologize more and they take accountability and they don't.
Hold on.
They
Hey,
don't.
hold on. I need
I always thought it was just because they could balance.
Wait, hold on. We'll get you something.
I thought it was just because they sit there and God, I can't say this, but it's sort of like a reverse 1860.
What do you mean by that? What's a reverse 1860? Please tell me.
It's kind of like the dominance of
Yes.
of how society was.
Yes. Okay.
And it's like, let me put some of these whips and chains, do it the other way around.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like
Mandingo.
Oh, okay.
You know what that movie was about?
Yeah. What was it about? Tell me.
It's something about the white slave owner was
Yeah,
raping the black
raping the
slave
black.
woman.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
his wife had one of the big bucks coming in and was making him do it to her.
Yeah, I do know about that.
It's kind of related to that.
Because it's like fetish, in my opinion, because when I see these people come out, it's like, oh, big black, da-da-da-da-da, like all this stuff, it just gives fetish. And what's crazy is I have a homeboy who told me that he had messed with some white girls, and he's like, you don't know how many white girls I've had sex with that ask me if they can call me the N-word, heavy ER.
Okay, that's
different.
I'm
and
not
I've
really
heard this.
experienced in that, but I see that. I see that too.
You can see that?
I see
That's
it.
weird. What about black men want to live out that fantasy of like slaves and all that? Like, why do we want to live that out?
What you talking about right now?
Okay, what about this?
Okay.
Let's get off of NBA players and ask me why do I know a lot of pimps that will not pimp an Asian woman, a black woman, or a Spanish woman.
Whoa.
Why?
They only pimp white women.
Because white women are easier.
I'm not saying that.
you
I'm just
keep
saying
that.
I'm
Is
asking
these
you
black
though.
pimps?
What is it? Why? I want to know. I'm just.
it might be
genuinely-
his pimp morals. He's like, I'm only
Oh, so you're on. Oh,
reverse 1860. That's what
I
I'm telling
see
you.
what you're saying. It's coming. Sorry, it's coming to me now. I get what you're saying. It's like how some men say they don't want to watch porn that's black women because it feels degrading.
Mm-hmm.
So they go watch the white women or someone else.
And I it's a lot of if we should have this conversation with like a couple of like university professors or something who can
Yeah.
actually break down the psychological other side that we're not looking at intellectually of why this is.
Yeah.
And it's probably a lot of like broken shit going on in there. Like just shit that got broken over the years in society of how, what happened before the civil rights movement and after and Jim Brown in them era when they was
Yeah.
coming out of that with James Brown, niggas was like Superfly in the movie, like it was a big fucking deal that he was fucking a white woman in the movie.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, fuck that white bitch. It was like
It was crazy.
you
Yeah.
cheering like put that dick on that white bitch. Like that was
Yeah.
it was get back.
Yeah, because that's what I noticed when men reach a certain stature. It almost is like they're like, oh, I want.
You want some more theories?
Yes, I would.
College.
Okay.
I always ask when I see these ball players and entertainers and stuff go through stuff, I'm like, where'd he go to college? Like, oh, he went to Auburn. I'm like, what the fuck you think?
I went to Kansas.
Like, who was sucking the fuck out of his dick after every game? Some white cheerleader.
That's crazy.
Like right there.
Damn.
And,
Thirsty, ready.
But
Most NBA players never went to black colleges.
so then you get an appetite. You like, oh, that's
I like the whites.
yeah, and you come out of there with that flavor. Like you're like, okay.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys both a question? And I want you to be completely honest. I have heard that white women suck the best dick. Is it real? I just want to know.
Do you understand this also? That to some black women, light-skinned women are white women.
Yeah, people call me that I'm not black all the time.
I got that in Atlanta. I'm like, this woman got a black mama. It's like, oh, you always come up here with these white bitches. I was like, she's a light bitch, not a white bitch. And they be mad at you.
They do, because they be mad at me. They always say, oh, even when I was asking him questions and this and that, I've been viral so many times where they're like, you're not black. And I'm like, my dad's a black man. You know, you've seen my dad.
And it's also cultural. I think it's also where did you grow up at? What were you around? So
that is not it right there.
What do you mean?
And then also the other theory is when you got the world at your fingertips, you can do what the fuck you want to do.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
I like all flavors. I like all flavors. I didn't go to one type.
Like for real, I mostly gravitated like toward black women.
You did. I do know
because all
that.
my kids is from black women. But I will say there is a cultural difference in how they treat their man as far as the races. Like when you deal with American women or just like black American women, there's a certain way they treat you. When you deal with like a European woman, there's a certain way.
What are those ways they're treating you?
When you deal with a Spanish.
It's all culture. It's cultural.
It's cultural.
I do feel you.
And like, I think like it's different aspects of each culture. And everybody's gonna get mad at what they bring you, especially like when I talk about like a black girl and what they bring us. But I will say this, the black girl I do feel like is the most loyal.
They say
I will say that.
They say black women are the most loyal women to their own race,
To their
statistically.
own race. I will say
and it's true
that.
because I'm consider myself a black woman. I love black men.
I won't say, and then you have other cultures that'll treat you better than a black woman, but how important is one trait to the other? Because like loyalty is big for me. Mm-hmm. Like whether you're nice to me or you make me food or rub my feet, loyalty can trump that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, what do you really want?
I'm parking in the parking lot. I'm going in the grocery store.
Okay.
And it's called, the grocery store is called Pussy. And on aisle 17 is a big tall chick with big titties. On aisle 5 is a little light-skinned chick with a flat ass. What's my flavor for the day? You know what I mean?
But what about
we go in the frozen section. I'm like, give me some of these little blondes, whatever, you know? Like I'm in there like it's the flavor of the moment. I'm not doing that right now.
How y'all feel?
I'm not doing that right now. But as a youngster, I would talk into existence. I'm like, bro, we're going to the club tonight. I want, like, man, I think I want like a little thick shorty, like 5'2", big ass.
It was like ordering.
And I'm like, I'm not fucking with nobody but little shorties with big asses. And I'm like, I'm on a mission.
Men are so like driven by their horniness. It feels because it's like
and
you just think.
And women are, but they don't.
Women are driven. No, women are driven by attention, validation, and money. That's the thing that women be driven by. They want attention and they want validation. That's why posting.
So what
pictures
about all the
online,
women that go out and break it off the same night? What about all them?
I don't know about them women. I'm gonna be honest.
They just.
But why are they doing it? They're doing it to feed the fact that they want this attention, they want this validation, they want you to. I was able to get too short. This stature.
It's some women who will literally have the same conversation with you that they just had with him, and then find out, oh, this nigga's packing. Let's go.
See, that's crazy. I never.
Not on your bank account because they started Googling net worth after a while, but before that, they're just like, oh, nigga, I see it in your pants, nigga. Let's go.
For real?
I want that. Not because you got money, like, I want that.
And they're
matter
just
of fact,
ready to fuck.
This is real life.
Okay. Now, let me ask this question. I just want to ask this. So, like,
you should have asked these questions a long time ago. you just,
all right.
You just now learning this in life. Come on, let's go.
No, men of your stature and Paul, right? I hear a lot of men of that stature, they pay for pussy. Why though? Because it seems like y'all could step outside and
some guys who pay for it, they don't want the stress of what it takes to play the cat and mouse game of trying to get it.
That makes sense. I do feel that. I know you said you in Brazil you paid for pussy one time.
I was paying for her, helping her education.
You did. You were helping her college fund.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at that.
I don't know how you get all these facts, but yeah, that did happen.
I did.
Where the hell you got this? Where you do your
I do
fucking
my
research?
Okay.
This is what I know about guys who done that. This is from just guys I've been around, millionaires, billionaires and stuff. You be in the room smoking a cigar with them a drink, and they loosely come up with these conversations, and they'd be like, you know, I'm not paying for the act of it. I'm paying for the leave.
Yeah, just to leave and without no stress. Go. I heard that many times. Niggas like,
You know,
I don't want that.
I'm not paying for you to be here. I'm paying for you to go.
Oh, yeah.
And just leave. No, it's what happened. It's over.
Yeah, that's what I hear
that's
on
a
that.
burden.
Because, like, you know, if you pay for like that, and say like you hang out with a girl where you don't pay, and you sitting there after the act, and you like, damn, I don't want her to go so bad. Like, you know. Like,
No, what about this today? What you finna do? Nothing?
Yeah.
I got to get up out of here. It's like, I'll wait here till you get back. You can't wait here.
Right. You got to get up out of here.
And they do everything in the world not to leave.
Exactly.
Oh, I can't find my car key. Oh, I must have my phone somewhere in your house.
Right,
Hey,
right.
Get out.
Get out. Oh,
I don't get that as a
God.
woman. I know listen, I don't ever want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted.
And I'm gonna say this to the women. It is so empowering for a woman. I've heard this from other women, to have sex with a man is good. And then after it's over, splash some water, get dressed, and start leaving. Niggas be hurt. Where you going?
Like, where you going?
It's like, I gotta go. Like, we just finished. Like,
Don't leave.
like
I'm not gonna lie, that's
like-
where it's at.
she's like, baby, I'm gonna call you. We had a great time. I'm gonna call you. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, not you.
Right.
You beat him at his own game. You got to do that. That's that's the fact. I'm not gonna lie.
That's top tier game.
that's a
though.
boss move, yeah.
Like, a lot of girls don't got that. Nah, they don't got it because they.
Hey, let me give you another one.
Okay.
So this was like back in the before I moved from Atlanta. I moved from Atlanta in 2008. I'm thinking I'm slick talking. I told the homie, I was like, oh, nigga, look at them. You see them over there? It's 4 chicks together. I said, nigga, I knocked all 4 of them down. He's like, you ever thought they knocked you down?
Ooh.
right.
And I'm like, nigga, you saying what you saying? They passed me around?
On the real.
And he's like, sounds like it to me. You talking
Like,
about
ooh, girl, it was hidden. You need to da-da-da-da-da. Because
And I-
women do that.
No, but
I know it
you know
changed.
who said it best for me when you say something like that? When Tupac said, niggas gang bang, bitches gang bang too.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
That's wild.
No,
That's
no,
some
but like,
crazy
you know,
shit.
you never thought about that. Like, growing up, me in the hood and seeing like, damn, it's really girls out here throwing up. Like, they really do the same thing we do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. That's what.
And
made
you're
me
like my
think
man Neo with the 3-4 girlfriends. He recruiting a new girlfriend every few months.
What do you think
That's
about that in
crazy.
open relationships? Like, is that something you'd be open to? What do you feel about that?
I spent a lot of my years hanging out with
Damn.
two and three girlfriends that we were all involved.
Wow.
Was that exhausting? To me, it seems like exhausting.
lot of
It's
work.
exhausting if you say we go together
Mm.
and we're in a relationship, but no, we just hook up and we see each other, we kick it, we go out together. That's not exhausting.
Like, y'all just all vibing. But he lives with all 3 of them. They all live together.
no,
They do
I
that.
I never did that when I live in.
Yeah.
I think 2 girlfriends on a serious relationship would be a problem.
That's a problem.
I think that would be too much.
But 2 girlfriends on, we all hang out when we hang out, and I don't mind if she don't mind if I'm with her. Hey,
I feel like when you said earlier that this generation is more fluid, I feel like for me, it's like a lot of the men that I'm dealing with in this generation and a lot of women talk about are way too fluid in the sense of like, you're painting your nails, you're a little sassy, you want to have what I want to have. And I think that is where we're lost in this right now. Like, why do women, we don't want to be with men that want to be women. Like, that's what a lot of these men are like.
I suppose you're going to get some comments on that right now because there's a lot of women that do want that.
You think women want to be with men that are like women, feminine men?
I see them all the time, holding hands.
It's
I feel
weird.
like they
It's a
are
weird-
settling
it's a weird
for that
generation.
shit.
This is weird generation.
I seen the
Yeah.
craziest couple, a female who was very butch with a man who was very feminine, and they was like a cute couple.
They were cute.
I figured she was the dude and he was the girl.
That's crazy.
That's cracking you up.
Oh my
It's
God, I
crazy.
never seen that.
Wait, see, but this is crazy. Why do you have to be a butch and then get with a feminine man? Like, all of this is ass backward. It's too much going on.
Yeah.
You become a butch and then get with a feminine man.
They found a common ground.
Yeah.
And the thing is I've been with feminine men before, I'll be honest. And it's not specific. I didn't say, you're feminine, let's go. It's just, over time, I realized you're more feminine as a man.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a turnoff. I don't want to have sex no more. I feel like, back up. Like, I just don't have respect for you. Like, I can't do it.
And I've also met women who, they take pride in, like, bitching a nigga out. Like, finding a bitch nigga and bitch him all the way out.
Damn.
Like, literally, like treat him like a girl.
Damn.
And they like just some hardcore females. It's going on. And it's
That's
niggas
what's going on.
niggas is grabbing their ankles and letting it happen.
That's crazy.
What?
That's crazy.
I'm not making this shit up.
I
know you ain't
believe
making
you. That's
that
the
up.
thing. I know what's going on. And people are like, even me, like, I know I have my sister, like, we have alpha personalities, but like, when I'm in a relationship, I like to be soft, submissive, like, da-da-da-da. I don't want a man that's like grabbing his ankles and da-da-da-da.
What you
like,
mean grabbing his ankles?
whatever he was saying.
I mean, what happens if you grab your ankles?
What's happening when you grab it? That's wild.
They're saying that. No, people are out here saying they
right.
pulling them up. They doing all.
Shit ain't new. It's just
They are.
yeah.
And people are on podcasts saying this one man was just on a podcast.
Hey, I don't want to hear this. You gonna ruin my night.
I heard that one too.
You heard that
I
one?
already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah,
No,
and he was like,
The
yeah.
Nigga say, why can't I be gay?
Yeah, that's
I
what
heard
I'm
that.
saying. And people are like, and you know
so
what I heard?
glad
These
I
men are
never
saying,
went.
I heard someone else saying, hey, like, women kiss women all the time. Like, why I can't kiss a man and not be gay? This is what this generation of people are dealing with. I'm telling you.
So hey, it's been a long time.
Okay.
I feel like it's been a long time where people of a certain sexual preference had to hide it, and
Okay.
they didn't just have to hide it because they wanted to be secret. It could have been detrimental to their health. Somebody trying to hurt them if
Very
it was
true.
out. And this was recent history.
Very true.
And I think that there's been an agenda to make that acceptable.
Yeah.
And I think that
I
on one
agree.
end, I think that's admirable
Me
that you
too.
say don't condemn people for their sexual preference.
No, I agree. I 100% agree with you. What I don't like is the down low men. I love gay people. I love everything I'm pro-gay, period. But it's just like, if you're down low with it, I hear so many stories about women with men and then they're find out they're having sex with other men and weird stuff. Like, that's where I draw the line. Like, at least be open and honest.
But I think that this generation is taking all of that conversation differently than the last generation.
100%.
In what way, though? What do you mean?
It's
It's
more
more accepted.
embraced.
Yeah,
It's more
it
embraced.
is. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's more embraced to where, like, in our generation, you'll get beat up at the park for like being
Right now, it's some niggas, hardcore niggas. And 3 niggas in their crew is super feminine, but them niggas will shoot you and stab you too.
Man, you can't.
Yeah, no.
I know this for a fact. I got a homie that I'm talking about, like, jail,
Flaming gangbangers.
gangster.
Those be the ones.
He'll get down with.
Those be the ones.
But like, nobody gonna want to run up on him.
Those be the ones.
Like, man,
But just because you're gay doesn't mean that you can't fight or you not gangster. I'm gonna say that. Like,
But
you could be gay.
What I
and
just keep
gangster.
saying is it's
Yeah.
not frowned upon in
It's
these
not
younger
frowned
crews.
upon
No,
about
they're
this
not.
though.
But
So,
when
like,
you guys
know,
were growing up, that's out. You can't be gay.
Or you had to hide it, or
Or
you
you-
had to
yeah.
something like no,
Yeah,
that
you
shit
got-
come out, you banned, you're blackballed from all kind of stuff.
but like,
Exactly.
And I just
but
think
like,
that the agenda moving forward is it's for the better. But I'm not from that. I don't gotta live that. I
not
don't
from
gotta.
that,
I'm a little from a different place.
Yeah.
And I was very, very, very homophobic in the 80s
Yeah, but that's what it
and
was.
the 90s. And
That's what it was.
I met people who were, men who were homosexual who were like, no, ain't nobody trying to fuck you. You don't got gay vibes. You ain't gay. Nobody gay want to
Yeah.
fuck you. And I started getting it like, okay, I'm confident in who I am.
Yeah.
And if a nigga ever try to hit on me, I'm like, nigga, I don't want you, nigga, like,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I learned to have friends who it's not a problem.
As you, should,
I was
though.
I was on the team in the NBA that the first gay player came out,
Oh.
Jason Collins. And it was just like, I'm comfortable with myself. to where,
Exactly.
like people who get offended by that,
Yeah, they got a problem.
They have something. They
know what I'm
want
saying?
to be
And I
gay.
was
That's
just like,
why.
I was just like, oh, it's all good. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna treat him no different. He cool. That's the homie because I've been knowing him since.
Exactly.
It's all good. Do what you want to do, homie. You gonna do that. I'm not gonna treat you no different.
I love that.
And I'm a
So,
human at the end of the day.
What's the next generation gonna do?
Man, I
These
know.
little ones. What are they gonna do?
I don't know because this generation is loose, and I will. No, this generation is like fluid, and I was getting a.
But guess what else? They say, I don't know this because I'm not in younger circles, but they say as fluid as they are, they're not as sexual as previous generations.
They're not as sexual.
Sexually active. They're not.
They are
little-
saying that though. I do hear that.
Like they're not
Yeah.
horny as we were.
How you not horny?
Well, it's less marriages.
I don't know. I
It's
said I
less
heard this. I don't know if it's
marriages,
true.
It's less relationships. It's less marriages, and there's less kids being born.
And they say more kids are being born by women in their 40s than women in their 20s. That's statistics like
That's
they
because
say.
the pussy gets better.
When they're older? That's what I heard. I heard that. I heard they say that.
Not if you use it the whole time.
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Not if you just beat that thing up the whole time.
34. I'm 34.
But women have a tendency
How do you
to
forget how old you are?
'Cause
You
I
got-
just turned
you got
34.
7 years.
women have a tendency to go into preservation mode and they lock it up for a little while.
Yes, I've done that.
and
For
it-
sure.
That thing tightens up and it goes brand new again.
Yeah, I've heard that women, their sex. First of all, as a woman, when you get older, you learn your body more. Well, I was very performative in sex. Everything about sex was just performing for a man. It wasn't about getting my shit off. Now, when you learn your body as a woman, you start to learn what you like, what you don't like, and you can guide a man better, and you're more in tune with your body.
Paul gonna fuck around and get some old pussy and change his mind.
Older than me?
He got some women that are cracking that be on him that be older, and he be like, "Nah, I'm cool."
Hey,
And they
listen,
popping
man.
women like real,
How you know?
because I see it.
Say, man.
How you know?
I'm just saying, don't knock it till you try it.
Hey, man, sure,
Hey.
dog. We appreciate you,
Yes,
dog.
we
We get
do.
team trade yourself.
No, listen. No, this has
We
been
gonna
real,
play
man.
our game.
Aunties
We
out there
gonna
got
play
it
what you
good, bro.
fucked up.
No,
The aunties got it good out there, man.
Listen. So we have a segment, right? And it's called "Bitch, You Got Me Fucked Up." And basically, you tell a story.
I
where
just got one tonight.
You tell a story where someone got you fucked up, right? So Paul tells a story about how he went to the casino, he won 50 racks. The woman who just was sitting next to him was like, "Where's my 10?" And he's like, "Bitch, you got me fucked up." And that's what's your story?
But she just like,
Las Vegas.
Okay, it's always
Look,
in
that's
Las
the same
Vegas.
in Las
It's always
Vegas.
in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. This would have been like 2001, something like that.
damn,
I can tell you when it was. It's when the Luxor was lavish.
cracking. I stay in the
So I got the jacuzzi room. I got the jacuzzi room. I meet
was
these.
popping back then.
I meet these two females. We going all in. We
Man.
butt naked in the Luxor
Oh, my
jacuzzi
God.
over in the little corner of the room, and I literally, man, I'm gonna be very graphic because this is you got me fucked up. I literally like. We having the time of our life. Now we butt naked in the motherfucking hot tub. I whip it out. She looked at my dick like it was a microphone and said to my dick, "You know you got to pay, right?" And I'm like,
What?
I'm like, what? You should ain't that something you should have said a long time before we got the room?
Wait, before. Oh.
Yo. They get dressed. They calling me
They got dressed?
instantly. I was like, I ain't got it. They like, we out of here. It's cussing me out. And these broke ass motherfucking gonna waste our motherfucking time. Look, she get to the door. She's naming some nigga. I'm just gonna, we like to use the name Ray Ray. She like, yeah, Ray Ray gonna be back to get our money, nigga. I'm like, what this? You see the room number? Tell the nigga we right here.
Right.
They walking down the hallway, bitch ass nigga. I'm like,
Oh my God.
you got me fucked up.
You got me fucked up. That's what's
real.
up. Oh, that's funny. as
That's a
hell.
good one.
That's
crazy. You should have disclosed this before we came to the Luxor jacuzzi room, bitch. You got me fucked
So
up
now it's 3 in the morning. I'm by myself.
and lonely.
I went from about to have the time of my life to by myself. So
To
That's
buy
crazy.
yourself. That's a
Yes.
good one, Paul. You got one for us tonight? Or no?
Like, yeah, I thought about one. No, like I just met this chick And we just met, whatever. We ain't even had one date yet. Not one date. And we ain't even really talked on the phone yet. It's just been a lot of texts. And she like, hey, I've been out the country. I'm coming back in the country. Minding me, I'm like, I know you out the country with some other dudes, whatever. Now you coming back in the country like, hey, you need to take me to the Beyonce. Hey, can you take me to the Beyonce concert?
Bitch, you got me fucked up.
That's what you want me to do?
Yeah, that's a first date.
That's what you want the first date to be?
And this is the recent Cowboy Carter Beyonce?
No,
this is older.
This is some older shit.
This
I'm
Beyonce.
This
this is when she was on tour with I just thought about this with Jay-Z and they was doing the whole tour.
On the Run.
On the Run.
You got
I
me
just thought about
fucked
that.
up.
And that was like, this is the
But
first
I would never
date.
go on a date to a Beyonce concert.
That's what you want the first date to be?
Period.
In general, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
No,
like, as
we
a
ain't
man,
we
why
ain't
you
even
wanna-
really talked.
Yeah.
Hey, take me
Even
to
like
the
your woman you live with don't want you to come to the concert with her to see Beyonce.
Yeah, like, give me
Like, nigga, I'll be-
tickets.
I'll be
I'll
back,
be
nigga.
back. Yeah, I'm going to my
was crazy.
homegirls. And my cowboy hat, my
You
boots,
know what? I'm going to go to that.
Yeah.
I should have been like, you know what? Yeah, you right. You know what? I'm going to go by myself. Now that I thought about it, that's going to be a good concert.
The homie called me and said, hey, you want to go to the Cowboy thing at Beyonce? I said, no, nigga, my lady going to be there.
Right.
And I don't want to see what she doing. I don't want to.
And I don't want to be there.
Yeah,
That's
so-
hilarious.
That's
well,
dope.
Short, we really appreciate you
We
coming.
appreciate
Like, for
you,
real, you family to
legend.
me. And I'm really grateful that you came on our show tonight.
You forgot the part about
Hey, hold
The
on,
what?
dog.
your sister's wedding when you was the flower girl.
Listen, Short, I know Short because he's my brother's best friend. My sister and my brother-in-law have been married for 20 plus years.
No, I just need to hear one thing.
Okay, what you need to hear?
I just need to hear them give me one of them. You know what I'm saying? Give me one of them one time in the mic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what he's saying.
Give me the B word one time in the mic. Like, this is he famous for this.
He's trying to say, give me a bitch.
A bitch!
Let me call you one up on the phone now.
Not call what I'm going, hello, bitch!
Can I get a bitch?
Man, I really appreciate you. You a legend, bro. Like I told you, you was like the first rap album I bought. I grew up on him. I'm from Oakland. And like legendary, you put like the imprint. If they ever blow up California, when they dig this motherfucker up, if they want the origins of what Cali is about, they gonna dig you up, Snoop, Ice Cube, E40. You know what I'm saying?
The Mount Rushmore, baby.
The Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore
The
right
game,
there.
man, the game.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate
Y'all did
you, bro.
that, like, for real. Even
Like,
for
you-
me,
you
like,
it's a lot of respect, for real.
Let's check the score, man.
Oh, yeah. We're going to watch
Okay.
this game. Let's go watch this game,
We
though.
good.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. The Truth
Shit.
After Dark, Too Short. We love you. Thank you so much.
We up 10.
Ooh, I picked y'all to win today. This is the taking over the game. All right, everybody. Welcome to Truth After Dark.
Do you think that men or women are more toxic?